Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Steak and Potatoes. No, yeah, Steak and Potatoes podcast.
Yeah, that's us.
That's us. That's what we is. So, Halloween ended.
It did.
It did.
I definitely have some thoughts on the movie.
I have thoughts singular, and it's mostly confused.
Yeah, I'm confused. First off, I thought the movie was very good.
Yeah.
I very much enjoyed it. However, them choosing to do that type of movie for the ending of this new trilogy was confusing.
Yeah.
And probably a bad choice. I think standalone, it's very good, but
Yeah, for me, it didn't jive very well with the last one.
yeah, well, with either of the two last
Yeah.
ones, where Michael was an unstoppable killing machine.
Yeah.
And then in this one, there's a point where Corey just like shoves him over.
Yeah.
And stuff. It's like, okay, you can make the point of Michael is just a man.
Yeah.
And you could say he's not supernatural in any way, but kind of with kills, there's something going on there.
Yeah.
But you can make the point that with all the damage he took from kills, like he's kind of just fucked now.
Yeah.
But I guess I don't like that. I don't like what they did with this movie.
Yeah.
I very much enjoyed the film, but I still think, like, as the third movie in this trilogy of Michael just being this unstoppable menace, why the fuck is he suddenly just weak?
Yeah.
And that was the worst part, is just him being weak.
The whole pacing of the movie for me was just weird. It's like we didn't really even see Michael for probably the first 45 minutes of the movie.
Oh, a good bit.
Yeah. And it was just, the whole thing just came off as weird to me, and I was on board with it for a little bit because I thought they were going to do a thing, but then they just did not do the thing. So, basically the plot is, Michael's around, but it's really...
Well, he's hiding in sewers.
Yeah, he's hiding in the sewers, but it's more about, Corey going off the deep end and, and Laurie's granddaughter, kind of falling in love with him and kind of fueling him on a little bit.
And Laurie being, okay with it.
Yeah.
And not okay with it.
Yeah. You wanted to say something, Boone. What is it? He was pawing at you let me speak.
That's what he always does.
Yeah. I don't know. It was weird. And the thing I thought they were going to do is with Corey going off the deep end and eventually stealing Michael's mask, which, that was a bit of a breaking point for me. It's okay, he takes on...
No, Michael wouldn't let him.
Yeah, he wouldn't let him, and Corey shouldn't have been able to, because, Michael, took on an entire fucking mob in the last movie.
Well, that's where the whole thing of, all the damage he took during that... he got stabbed in the spine.
Yeah.
That's where it's okay, maybe he's fucked up from that. But at the same time, if he's even alive, if he was even able to do the shit that he did in Kills, then he shouldn't be fucked up like he is in Ends.
Yeah, but I thought with Corey taking the mask, I had a theory that because of the way the mob scene happened, Michael got knocked down, his mask came off, he was getting beaten up, and then he got the mask back, and that's when he, got back up and killed the entire mob. I was thinking, like, okay, well, maybe...
Something.
Yeah, like, maybe Michael's spirit is, like, in the mask or something like that, and with Corey taking it, he was going to possess a younger, less beaten up body, and then continue on from there, and, like, maybe Corey was going to become the new Michael, and Laurie's granddaughter was going to become the new Laurie. But then they didn't. Yeah. And yeah, but like, and then I'm like, that would have been cool, but then they didn't do that.
Yeah, they
like Corey killed himself in the end. He's like, if I can't have it, no one will. It's like, okay. Also,
well, didn't Laurie shoot him too?
Like, yeah, but
because he got back up.
Yeah, that was another thing. It's like, he got shot and then kept coming like while he had the mask. So I was thinking, like, maybe the mask is, like, supercharging him or some shit like that. But then just the mask goes away and Corey dies. And then Michael gets the mask back and kind of has a very lame final fight against Laurie and granddaughter.
Because that's one of my points that I really didn't like with the new one is... Like, I get it, it's Laurie, it's the whole thing, but Michael could have put her through a fucking wall several times.
Yeah.
And didn't, and it, like, why wouldn't? It was dumb.
Yeah.
The main thing that I liked about the new movie was Corey's storyline.
Yeah.
And I thought that was interesting and cool, and I enjoyed it a lot. But then when it comes to the actually being the Halloween movie side, it's just like, what the fuck are you guys doing? And why the fuck are you doing this at the end of this trilogy of I know I've already said it, but just unstoppable Michael trilogy, and then in the last movie you don't even see Michael until like 45 minutes in.
Yeah.
And I was like, it was still a very good movie, but it was just like, what the fuck is this? And why the fuck is this?
Yeah, with the way they did it, I actually would have been like happier if Michael hadn't been in the movie at all.
Yeah, it'd almost be good if they hadn't it's one of those what's the zombie movie based on the book but has nothing to do
World War Z.
Yeah, it's almost a World War Z scenario where it's like, if they had just not called it that and just made it its own thing, then no one would have a problem with it. Then everyone would just be like, oh, this is a dope movie. Yeah. This is just a dope bullshit zombie movie.
Yeah, and there's ways to do it even if you still called it Halloween, because like there was a Friday the 13th movie that straight up did not have Jason in it, and it was actually a very good movie.
Which one?
It was...
I think you might be thinking of Halloween 3.
No. It's well, I mean, I know I'm like the comparison's been made, but no, there was I want to say it was either Friday the 13th Part 4 or 5. It was whichever one.
It wasn't 4.
No.
So it must have been 5 then.
Yeah, whichever one was after the one where the little kid tricked Jason by making himself look like a younger version of Jason.
Oh, yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't remember which one it was either. There's a lot of them. But the one after that, like, Jason as a character straight up was not in the movie at all, and it was the character Tommy being so fucked up after the events of the previous movie that he just kind of took on the moniker of Jason and started killing people. Like, he found...
Tommy?
What?
He was called Tommy?
Yeah, the kid was called Tommy.
Oh, huh.
Yeah, and the kid, like, found Jason's mask.
Because that's the same thing in Halloween, where there was a young kid, Tommy, who Michael didn't kill, and he grew up later, and that was the, like, ringleader in kills. Yeah. And also, he was Paul Rudd and
The cultist timeline.
rather, Paul Rudd was Tommy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm one of those.
But yeah, they did the same kind of thing with Friday the 13th, and it's the events of that movie that lead up to Jason getting resurrected after Tommy goes on his spree. I don't know. The Friday the 13th movies aren't exactly heavy on plot, which is exactly as it should be, in my opinion.
Yeah, neither are Halloween.
Like, I think that might have been the main problem I had with Halloween Ends, is they tried to put a plot in it. And, like, I'm not saying you can't have plot, but, like I think Friday the 13th is, like, the top of the mountain when it comes to slasher flicks. It's like, here's 10 to 15 minutes of exposition as to why Jason's killing these people. And now let's watch Jason kill these people.
Oh, God. I don't think I could place Friday the 13th above Halloween or above Nightmare on Elm Street.
Well,
it would be hard for me to choose any one of those over the other.
Yeah,
I would say Halloween's probably my favorite.
Yeah,
but
no, I kind of see at least Friday the 13th and Nightmare on Elm Street. Like, they're both slasher genres, but they're both very different. 'Cause, like, I watched a few of them in preparation for this very podcast, and one thing I noticed about Jason is that he's very, like, he's brutal, but he's also very methodical about it. Like, he goes and does the kill and gets the kill done, whereas Freddy is, like, all about styling on his victims.
Oh, well, yeah, Freddy gets off on fucking with his victims.
I don't
but
know.
no, Jason and Michael, I think, are
they're very similar. Yeah.
And they're I think Halloween as a series in general focuses a lot more on story and everything, whereas Friday the 13th, I just watched through the first 4, and is a lot more just like, some retard drowned in a lake.
Yeah.
And
now he's back.
Now he's mad. Like, his mom was mad,
yeah,
but now he's mad.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah.
But then I know after 4, it gets a lot more convoluted. And,
oh yeah, like Jason
silly.
becomes a demon-fueled zombie, and then he goes to space.
Yeah, and
which,
there's the whole Uber Jason thing. And,
which, I mean, honestly, Uber Jason is... I don't care if that movie's stupid. Uber Jason is so fucking cool.
Oh, it's nifty.
Yeah. And also, Jason fought Sam Winchester at one point. That's canon.
Jason fought Ash Williams at one point.
Yeah, which, I mean, hasn't been put in movie yet. Should be. But
it is in a comic.
Yeah.
You saw there's a new Evil Dead movie coming out, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And was Bruce going to be in that one? Or was...
No.
I think he was at least involved somehow, like maybe giving it his stamp of approval or something like that.
I think he's just like a producer.
Yeah, which, I mean, you know what? Good, because
as long as he's giving it his stamp.
Yeah, and as long as, I mean, if Sam Raimi is involved somehow, then that will also be good.
No,
but,
I'd have to look it up if he is, but in any case,
yeah, Halloween Ends. I don't know. One of the things, like, comparing it to Friday the 13th, that I do actually like more about Halloween than Friday the 13th is that we never really get a concrete answer as to, like, what Michael is or why he's even doing these things.
Well, he's just a guy.
Yeah.
He's just a crazy guy who, when he was 6, killed his sister.
Yep, for reasons unknown.
Just that's all we get.
Yeah, which...
And then he sat in that asylum with Dr. Loomis.
Yep.
And didn't say a word and just stared at a wall for like 20-something years before he busted out.
Yeah.
And
I like that because, like, it made Michael almost more unpredictable than, like, someone like Jason. Because, like, Jason, like, yeah, you know why he's doing anything. Some stupid teenagers trespassed on his turf and, I don't know, fucked in the cabin he used to live in. And that...
Yeah, well, they let him drown.
Yeah.
But
yeah, so he has concrete goals. Whereas with Michael, we don't know why he's doing these things.
Yeah.
We don't really even know if he's supernatural or not. Like, some movies say he is, some movies hint that he is, some movies say he's not. So that's why I was real mad when Corey beat him up and stole his mask. It's like, you're taking away the mystique of it.
Yeah, it shouldn't have. Pretty
Like-
much in this new movie, pretty much everything having to do with Michael, I don't like.
Yeah.
But I like the movie aside from that.
Yeah.
Like I was saying, it's almost like if they didn't call it Halloween and they just made it some slasher movie where a dude beat up an old killer. It didn't have to be Michael.
Yeah.
And then started doing it.
Yeah.
And then the killer comes back. That'd be cool.
Yeah. But like,
It's a good idea.
yeah, and also the movie, if I remember correctly, it even contradicts itself at one point, because Michael does the thing where he like literally pins a bitch to the wall with a knife, right?
Yeah.
It's like, if he's still capable of doing that, why was Corey able to beat him up?
Yeah. Or why?
Why was Laurie able to beat him?
Yeah. Why was he able to be beat up in any way, shape, or form?
If he could still pull that kind of maneuver.
They could still do the thing where I forget which Halloween it was, but there was one where he got his head cut off, but he had like
Switched it with a body double.
yeah, and was able to get away with it.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, technically they could still do that, but I don't think it would really.
Yeah, I feel like pulling
I
the
don't
same
think it
trick
would really.
twice would...
I don't think it would work. But
Yeah.
he's also they already pulled the same trick.
Did he do the body double thing twice?
Because no.
Oh, okay.
But they already did it twice because of the like almost transference of powers with him and Corey.
Yeah.
So that's already pretty close. But I don't know. Either way, great movie.
Yeah.
I just didn't like how they handled Michael.
Yeah.
That the whole thing there was just dumb, and he should have been better. And for a third series of this unstoppable killing machine, for him to be such a weak bitch in the last one is stupid.
Yeah.
And while it kind of makes sense because of all of the damage he took and whatever, it still doesn't make sense. Because if he was able to get up and slaughter a crowd, then and then walk back to his old house, like he should have been able to keep doing the same thing.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. I
Yeah.
still enjoyed it.
Yeah,
It was
I
just
give it
strange.
I give it a good out of 10.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to talk about something that's a great out of 10 for a bit,
Sure.
dude, the Resident Evil 8 DLC.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
I haven't seen anything about it yet.
Oh, well, I mean, I still haven't played the story expansion they put in, because I keep seeing people say, oh man, like the story's like really fucking good. I'm like, alright, cool, I want to play the story when I can focus on it completely and all that. But I've been playing the shit out of Mercenaries mode. And the fact that they added in 3 new characters is a godsend, because Resi 8's Mercenary mode was kind of crap, honestly. Like, they couldn't decide if they wanted to do, like, raid mode from Revelations or, like, the classic Mercenaries mode.
I've seen some footage from it.
Yeah, it's okay, but the only character we had to play as originally was Ethan, and with Ethan, between, like...
Didn't they add Chris now?
They did. I will get to that. But with Ethan, he had the ability to get access to like all of the weapons you could get normally in story mode, which is good because it makes Ethan very flexible. But you also go through the stages, and in addition to like the little time extension things you could get in classic Mercenaries, you also find little bubbles that allow you to choose from one of 3 perks to have for like until you get to the end of the mission chain. And the problem with Ethan was he has so many things that a lot of the perks were down to like luck and RNG. which sucks because you could be building to like have a specific loadout and then wind up with a perk that just does not work with that loadout at all.
Yeah.
Which sucks, and I did not enjoy playing as Ethan.
Oh God, you got a lot of those stuff.
I did. I've had a lot of practice with Clarence recently. But now that they've added 3 new characters, that's really not a problem anymore. So let's start with the one you get right off at the start. Good old Chrissy boy. So Chris is not as flexible as Ethan because what he starts with is what he gets. He has a pistol, a machine gun, his knife, and his fists, which is right and proper. So no matter what, when you're going through a level and finding perks, you'll always find a perk that will be useful to Chris because he's pulling from a much smaller perk pool.
Yeah.
But also, Chris has his fists.
I saw a video of Chris versus the sisters where he must have been like fully upgraded or something.
Oh, Chris is ridiculous right off the bat.
Because he just fucking punched the sisters around. It was like 3 hits, 3 sisters down.
Yep. So starting off, Chris has 2 different punches. He's got a left hook, which is fast, kind of short range, but it can't be interrupted, and it staggers most enemies. So if you see like a big dude winding up for a big hit, you just be like, BAP! And punch him out of his animation. Yeah. And then he's got his straight punch, which is he dashes forward and does a good old falcon punch. And that's the big damage dealer. And the straight is like right up there with Wesker's punch from like Resident Evil 5. It can just send enemies flying back into other enemies. It's ridiculous. But also, Chris has like a legitimate rage mechanic called Onslaught. And essentially when you're going around, scoring hits with your punches and killing enemies with the punches, you build up this meter that you can activate when it's full. And Chris I think he just goes into a roid rage because
that probably is the video I saw where he just took down the sisters.
Yeah, he gets a massive boost to his movement speed, his reload speed, his rate of fire on his guns, and just damage across the board, which also still applies to his fists, which gain him more onslaught. So if you get like a bunch of perks that's all about gaining onslaught quicker and having the meter degrade slower, you can just pop onslaught and then just keep punching and extending your onslaught meter and just rampage through entire fucking crowds.
I fucking love it.
It's great. Like I was kind of afraid that like, is he just gonna be Ethan with another loadout? No, Chris plays very, very differently from Ethan. It's all about that punch. You should be punching everything, and the only time you should ever employ your guns is if someone is out of punching range. And even then, if you find the right perks
maybe
for it,
just sprint up.
Yeah, I mean, there's certain places where like you can't get to them because enemies like jump up on walls and shit. But
sure.
Yeah, there's even perks that you can get where you like start gaining onslaught meter when scoring kills with your guns. So that's also fucking ridiculous. So yeah, Chris is fucking awesome. The next character they added is good old Heisenberg. He getting paid.
Okay.
Yeah, he the one who constantly reminds you that Jesse, we need to cook, and he poisoned Brock. Brock. Yeah, that Heisenberg. So Heisenberg is my favorite of the characters they added, but he's also like the most complex to play as. So for close quarters, he's got his big old hammer, and every time you smack an enemy with a hammer, the hammer charges up, and when it's full, you can do a big old like electric shockwave attack for massive amounts of damage. And he's also got his Magnetus powers, this is where this shit gets crazy. So he has 3 Magnetus-based powers. The first one is just called Scrap Shot, where he just levitates random junk and flings it at enemies. And starting off, you can charge and hold up to 3 bits of scrap, and when fully upgraded, you can charge and hold up to 6. So that's Heisenberg's pistol, I guess we'll call it. He's also got the Saw Blade, which is a much smaller hitbox than his scrap, but you can charge it up to have like pierce through enemies and armor and shit. So that's his Magnum. And then he's got a cooldown-based ability where he summons one of his zombie cyborg things to just rush into a crowd and explode. Which, weirdly enough, is kind of the one I've found the least use for.
Saw people? Or
it's one of the ones that have, like, the jet engines on the back.
Yeah.
And they... Yeah, I guess it's his rocket launcher. It's also his one ability that you can't upgrade. And I wouldn't upgrade it anyway, because like I said, I've never really found much of a use for it. Like, his other abilities are just good enough on their own. But when it starts to get really crazy is his fourth ability, which is called Magnetic Field. You can press and hold the reload button.
Magnetic field.
Yes, a Magnetus Field. Yeah, you charge up, and he basically like starts like a miniature tornado of scrap around himself. But his movement speed, I think, is like cut in half, so he walks slower, but it buffs the damage of all of his other shit and allows you to like grab and pull enemies directly to you, Scorpion style. And it alters his Scrap Shot and his Saw Blade ability. His Saw Blade ability just charges up faster and does more damage, but the Magnetus Field doubles the number of Scrap Shots you can charge up. So if you've got like maximum upgrade at 6, you can charge up and hold 12 shots, so it just becomes a fucking machine gun. It's ridiculous, but you have to juggle a lot of stuff with good old Jesse Heisenberg. Still my favorite character, though. And then the last character they added was Big D herself. And Big D is just pure fucking power fantasy. So she has one ranged attack, which kind of sucks, but she needs a ranged attack because it's Resident Evil. She can summon a swarm of flies to go out and attack somebody, and it does damage over time. And it's okay, but it also operates off of like I think a 10-second cooldown or something like that. But at the same time, you don't really need it, because her other abilities, she's got a right-handed swipe and a left-handed swipe, and if you hit the buttons at the same time, she has a double-handed swipe.
Dude, sounds like she'd be swiping.
Oh, she do be swiping. And then you can press and hold the bumpers to alter the properties of the swipes. So like if you charge and hold right-handed swipe, she does like a charge forward and then a big old uppercut. And depending on how much ground you charge over, determines how much damage the uppercut does. And the other one is she will run at a person and just grab them by the throat and like fucking choke slam them like the fucking Undertaker. And that's like a one-hit kill on basically any enemy in the game. That's like not a boss enemy. But it also puts out a shockwave, which knocks other people away. And her unique mechanic is literally called the Thrill Meter, which is just a gauge of how much fun she's actually having just killing people. And the more gauge you build up, the faster she moves and the more damage she does. And when you hit 3/4 thrill, you gain the ability to throw furniture. Oh yeah, like
so she chuck couches at people.
Yeah, she just reaches behind her and from somewhere pulls out a vanity and just throws it, and it's like her big fucking crowd clearing move. And then when you hit maximum thrill, you gain the ability to summon one of her daughters onto the field for like 30 seconds, where they just fucking kill everything. And she's also got 2 unique items. Freaking boon. But yeah, she has a wine bottle which she can chug from to restore her health, which you should never have to do because she has like 300% more health than the other characters in the game. And then there's her lipstick, which you can apply to gain a massive boost to your thrill meter. And the item description literally says, Lady Dimitrescu's custom lipstick. It charges up her thrill meter and makes her look fabulous. It do make her look fabulous, but yeah, just the new characters in Mercenaries mode are just so much fucking fun. I don't understand why you would ever play as Ethan again. I mean, well, probably just for the achievements.
Probably one of the lamest Resident Evil characters.
He gets he do be lame. He definitely gets better in
It also might be nostalgia goggles where I see the new guy and I'm just like that. But in any case, I wanted to let you get all the Resident Evil off your chest.
Oh.
Because Silent Hill.
Oh, well, we're not done with Resident Evil yet. We haven't even talked about Resident Evil 4 Remake. I mean, not that there's actually that much.
It looks cool.
It looks cool.
There's some footage, and it looks good.
And Salazar is in it.
Okay, Salazar. I kind of don't like his redesign. He looks a little goofy.
I'm kind of the same way with Luis, weirdly enough, but the only reason I say that is because the new Luis... Yeah, the new Luis, I swear to God, looks like somebody I know in real life, and it's killing me that I cannot figure out who it is.
He looks a lot like Lyle Rath.
Who?
From YouTube, who I've definitely shown you stuff that he's done, but he looks a lot like that guy. Otherwise, I think the 4 remake looks great.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you even fuck it up? Like, the only part I don't like is that Ada isn't in a super hot dress.
Yeah,
But
well, I mean that's
whatever.
that's to go in with the more like photorealistic style of things.
It's 100% whatever.
Yeah.
Like,
But also, Ada is being played by the lady who did the cameo at the end of Resident Evil: Welcome to Raccoon City as Ada. So they got an Ada. Yeah, they got an Ada from the movie to be Ada in the game.
Wow, she looks good.
Yeah.
But no, I've watched some gameplay videos, and this might be a game I actually fucking play because I never play games anymore.
That is true. You don't.
But I will, as long as it's on PS4, because
yeah, they are porting it to PS4. They confirmed that because I was real upset when they were like, "Oh, this is probably gonna be like PS5 and PC," and I'm like, "Well, at least I have a fucking PC." But no, it's coming to PS4.
good. But yeah, I don't know. Is there anything else you wanted to say about Resi 4? Because I just mean it looks fantastic.
Yeah. Jill Valentine from Resi 3 Remake is playing Ashley. So that's also cool.
Interesting.
Yeah. I mean, she's got the range for it because she's been, I think, like 4 different people in Resident Evil at this point. Something like that. Anyway, yes, Silent Hill 2 Remake.
First off, I'm just over the moon.
Yes.
I don't understand why they aren't redoing Silent Hill 1. Well, I do understand because it's Silent Hill 2 is way more popular.
Yeah.
But, and they have a new movie coming out.
Yep.
And new standalone games.
Yep. Silent Hill F. For some reason,
Flowers.
Feudal Japan Silent Hill.
Yeah.
I love Feudal Japan stuff. So
they've shown next to nothing on it, but
oh, by the way,
it looks fucking cool. It
I
sounds cool.
Yeah. I had to. God damn it! Now I just closed it. 1 second. Now I saw something in the cast list of Silent Hill 2 that I wanted to bring to your attention, but keep going until I pull it back up again because my phone is stupid.
I will say that the graphics that they're doing in the Silent Hill 2 remake, I'm not a huge fan of them.
Yeah.
They look kind of too cartoony, and it looks good, but it just looks a little bit more cartoony than I would want it to.
Yeah.
But it's still they're remaking my favorite game of all time. So
yes,
I'm still fucking stoked. Even if it doesn't look exactly how I would want it to look, it still looks really good.
Yeah.
It just the art direction is a bit weird, but I kind of don't care.
Yeah. Where is it in television? All right, I'm looking at somebody's Wikipedia cast. Oh, okay, got it. So the guy they have playing James in Silent Hill 2 played Woodes Rogers in Black Sails and Arthur Dane in Game of Thrones.
Okay, I know Arthur Dane is Sword of the Morning. Who?
Woodes.
You got a picture of him?
Yeah, I can do that, assuming my phone wants to keep cooperating with me for a moment.
I mean, I've already seen the trailer and stuff, so
Yeah.
I probably kind of know how he looks already, but... Huh. Whoa, he doesn't look anything like the James from the trailer.
Well, I mean, they're probably using a different face model for James, kind of like they did with the Resi 2 and 3 remakes, where they have one actor doing the motion capture and dialogue, but they scanned another person's face to put it on that actor.
Either way, I'm just over the moon that new Silent Hill things are happening.
Yep.
It's like Resident Evil 2 is... It's hard to put Silent Hill 2 over Resident Evil 2, but I do think in the end Silent Hill 2 would win out by just a 0.0001%. And it's just amazing getting these remakes and getting new things coming from that series.
Yeah,
I didn't think we'd ever get anything from it again.
Yeah, I just hope Konami doesn't screw it up.
It looks good.
Yeah.
I know it's Team Bloober who did Human Fall Flat or whatever.
I don't
it's
know
called.
what that is.
It was a super big, basically YouTuber game where your guy is super floppy and
Oh, Fall Guys.
yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, Fall Guy. Well, no, because there's another one. I think they did that one too, but there's another one called Human Fall Flat, I think.
I'll Google it real quick.
But either way, they've basically done just like throwaway bullshit games, and so that is worrying. But
Oh, you're right. There is a game called Human Fall Flat.
yeah,
Weird.
was it made by Bloober?
Let me see here.
Bloober. You got something in your iPad?
No, Human Fall Flat was done by Curve Digital.
Okay, well then I guess Bloober did the other one.
Yeah, you're probably thinking Fall Guys.
Fall Guys. But so it is a little like worrying that it's like, oh, okay, these guys made this bullshit game. But it looks good, and honestly, at the end of the day, I own 1 through 4, and even if the new game even if the remake ends up being shit, if the new game ends up being shit, I own 1 through 4.
Yeah.
And nothing can touch them.
Yeah.
They're going to be perfect forever.
Yeah.
And I have the physical copy that nobody can fuck with. So, while I'm very excited, and it would be a bummer if it turned out they were kind of shit, the new stuff.
I honestly don't think they're going to be, because they did say a lot of
be.
people from the original Silent Hill were involved in the process in some way.
I don't think they're going to be bad either.
Yeah, like, I know at least they got the original music composer, which is one of the most fucking important parts.
That is a huge thing with Silent Hill.
Yeah.
No, either. Honestly, even if they turn out shit, it's kind of hard for a Silent Hill game to be shit to me, because I just love that entire world.
Yeah.
And so, even if the game is bad, they normally still have, a pretty good story to go along with it, or even if the story is shit. I just find the whole thing very cool.
Yeah, the only one I didn't really like out of the ones I played was Silent Hill Shattered Memories on the Wii.
Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of that one.
Like, nothing happened in that game. There was no real survival mechanic. It was purely just exploration and puzzle. And that bugged the shit out of me.
Yeah, and that was before, Outlast.
Yeah.
And stuff, and you just had to run, and I guess at the time when it came out, I just didn't understand that, and was just like, why the fuck do I just have to fucking hide under this bed?
Yeah.
Why can't I smack him with a pipe? What the fuck is going on here?
I mean, hot take for me, I didn't like Outlast 1 and 2.
Really?
Yeah.
Jimmy and I played through most of the first Outlast, and I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I played through
Thought
them.
it was pretty good.
I played through them both, and I did actually like the story, but the whole mechanic of you have no choice but to run and hide kind of wore really thin for me real fast, because it got to the point where I'm like, well, I know I can't do anything, so why the fuck what's the point of being scared? And it literally stopped being scary or tense for me.
I think so. Fair. I think the main reason that I had fun with it was because I played it with Jimmy sitting there watching. if I'd played it by myself, I don't think I would have had as much fun.
Yeah.
But
And I did play it by myself, because that's obviously not a
Yeah.
game to play around the wife and kids. But, like, I don't know, like,
But-
I'm not completely against the run and hide mechanic. I just don't feel that there should have been an entire game built around it. Like, Resident Evil Village did it perfectly by giving you that one section that was all run and hide. And that came out of, like, literal fucking left field, and it freaked me
the baby.
Yeah, and freaked me right the hell out. And then it was over. Like, it did not overstay its welcome. Like, if I'd been stuck there much longer, I would have gotten to that same point. It's like, okay, it's not scary. I know if the thing catches me, it's gonna kill me. I don't need to be tense about this shit.
So I did see, I didn't end up watching it, but a video where somebody trapped the baby in the elevator
Oh yeah.
and like sent it away, and it was just like, what happens when you send the baby down the elevator? And I don't know why I didn't watch it, but that's just a funny concept.
Yeah. Fucking with the mechanics of the game, I get it.
But no, it the Outlast and stuff. Yeah, I don't think it's a game I would ever play now, unless I was doing it the same way as before, like having a buddy where I could do stupid shit, because Jimmy would get super freaked out by everything, and so I would always walk up on guys and stuff like that and freak Jimmy out.
Look at those two guys on the other side of the gate and zoom the camera in right on their exposed dick.
Right on the penis.
Right on the penis.
Right on the penis.
No,
we called them the Dickmen.
The Dickmen, yep.
Because
they
they
did.
were.
Yeah. Yeah, no, but no, it was just the gameplay of Outlast I didn't really like. I really enjoyed the stories of both 1 and 2. I didn't like the fact that there was no option for combat or anything.
It's one of those games that's kind of similar to like Until Dawn.
Yeah.
Where I will watch a YouTuber play it because it has a good story and everything, but sitting there playing it yourself isn't really that fun.
I mean,
unless you have someone with you who you can riff with and have fun while doing it.
Yeah.
But playing it by yourself, like I tried playing Until Dawn by myself, and it was
I played through it.
didn't have much fun.
I played through it twice. Like, I didn't feel as helpless in that game as I felt in Outlast, because Until Dawn is a lot of QTEs. And, like, the first time...
that's the whole game.
Yeah, like, I didn't, like, the story was pretty good. I don't think I ever got, like, the golden ending, but, like, I got a pretty good ending my first time through, and my second time through was literally, like, I don't like this character. How can I get them killed?
Yeah.
And honestly, the second playthrough was way more fucking fun than the first one.
It's, the story with Until Dawn and everything is fantastic.
Yeah.
And I really like the idea of, like, the different ways you can make the stories spin out. Like, I watched Achievement Hunter play through it, and it was wonderful and hilarious because they had the biggest pussy of them being the main one in charge of making decisions and playing the game. So it was hilarious, and that's kind of how I feel you should play those games.
Yeah.
Because just playing them by yourself, like I said, when I tried to play it by myself, it was just like, I don't really care. And granted, I don't really care about anything. Throw me down the steps. Break my fucking neck. But no, but it does have a good story and everything to it.
And also, your reward for playing through that game is you get to have psychology sessions with fucking Peter Stormare. So, I mean, that honestly was a driving force for me when I found it free on PlayStation Store. I'm like, wasn't this the game Peter Stormare was in? All right, I'll play it. And then, what are you more afraid of? Spiders or gore? I'm like, well, gee, Peter Stormare, I'm going to have to go with spiders on this one.
Yeah, man.
I mean, it's the fact that you're asking me these questions that freaks me out the most.
Yeah, like why?
Why do you need
What's
to know?
wrong with you?
Yeah, why do you need to know this, Peter Stormare? Why are you not on set filming Constantine 2 right now?
So speaking of everything, first off, Silent Hill, we haven't forgot about you.
We haven't.
But there's not much to really say.
Yeah.
You just look good.
You look good, and you're
beautiful.
We're waiting for your debutante ball.
I will do anything in the world for you.
Yeah, we're gonna have to buy a PS5, bud.
Fuck me. I will. But I'm buying a washer and dryer first.
Yeah. I figure you got at least another year to get that together, if not more. No, it's a timed exclusive. It's going to be on PS5 for, I think, an entire year, and then they're moving it to PC and Xbox, whatever the hell they're on at that point. So even if I don't get a PS5, I'll have it on PC eventually. But I would really like a PS5.
So with Halloween being last week and stuff,
Yes.
Not that Halloween even matters because I just watch these movies all the time.
Yeah.
But I watched this movie called Terrifier.
Oh, I've heard. Yeah, I think I've seen part of it. Is that the one with the clown in it?
Yeah.
Okay.
And apparently the second one was so bad that people had to have barf bags in the theater and somebody passed out. And
Okay, I might believe passed out, but barf bag.
after watching the first one, which I heard from Jake is like worse than the second one when it comes to that stuff, I was kind of like, really? Like, if you pass out from watching this, what are you even doing?
Yeah.
Like, why are you in here? But, yeah, it's a clown, and he's a super freaky looking clown.
Yep.
It has... Everything is practical effects. So there's, like, a part where the clown kills, like, a guy who runs a pizza shop, and he, like, carves his eyes out and his mouth and puts candles in them, and it looks very good.
Yeah.
Very good practical effects.
But barf bag worthy?
No. It's like, it's very... So the one part that I think people would probably be freaked out the most about, he has this girl tied up, and he also has her friend, and he's got her hanging by her ankles from the ceiling, so upside down.
Yeah.
And he takes a chainsaw and just cuts vagina all the way down.
Yeah.
And like that part, I could see people being pretty sickened by.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's gross. It's nasty. But, like, I don't know. It wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't, like, I feel like I've seen worse.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, we've weathered The Thing, The Hellraisers, Creep.
well, yeah, Creep did basically that same thing.
Yeah.
But way worse in Creep. And Creep, it fucking, that disturbs me.
Yeah.
But with this, it was just like, funny clown. Fucking.
Yeah, it's not really gore that gets to me anymore at this point. Like, the one thing I've had, like, an actual visceral reaction to in, like, recent years was the first episode of Boys Season 3 with the little dude going up the other dude's dick.
Yeah.
And, like, it was more like...
I wasn't a fan of that either.
No, I wasn't. And, like, the reaction for me was, like, just like, oh, like, I've had a catheter put in before, and that doesn't feel good. So I'm just sitting there, I'm like, oh, catheter pain. Oh, I hate this. Oh, God, I don't want to watch it anymore.
That was one of those things that didn't elicit, like a guttural thing from me, but it was just, I was just so disgusted by it.
Yeah.
Like, why? Just fucking why?
Yeah, just general disgust and, like, phantom catheter pain for me is what came from that scene.
Normally, like, nothing gets to me, but, like, that was just, like, you're fucking disgusting.
Yeah.
Why are you fucking doing this?
It's because Garth Ennis hates superheroes, that's why.
Fucking hate this.
Yeah, that was just...
But, yeah, There's also another part in Terrifier where that same girl, he cuts like her tits and chest off.
Yeah.
And wears it and like dances around. That was pretty ridiculous and kind of funny. I haven't watched the second one yet, but I'm gonna. Another show that I just started watching, Cabinet of Curiosities.
I have watched some of that too. I'm currently halfway through the what is it? The Something at Witch House.
Oh, okay.
I haven't finished the whole series
so
yet.
You've seen the first 3 episodes.
Oh,
and
yeah.
on the 4th.
Yeah, no, my hands down my favorite was Pickman's Model, which was the one about the paintings.
Okay, I didn't see that one, I don't think.
That might have been episode 5.
I've only seen the first 3.
Okay, so you've seen the rats, the warehouse. What was the third one?
The Autopsy.
Oh, the autopsy, right?
Which
The alien
was
parasite autopsy.
By far my favorite, and
Yeah.
I don't see anything eclipsing it because that one was so fucking cool.
Yeah, and then what was the fourth one? I thought.
I don't know.
Oh, okay. All right, so I think you're on Pickman's Model now, and that one was my favorite. Mainly,
I did look it up on IMDb, and I saw that episode 4 was the lowest rated.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, that doesn't. And episode 3, which was the autopsy one, is the highest rated.
Yeah, the autopsy.
That one's fucking amazing.
Yeah, no, that one is definitely my second favorite. Cabinet of Curie. Like if Pickman's Model was episode 4, then I cannot fucking believe that was one of the lowest rated because
it might not be episode 4.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, I'm on episode 6, Dreams at the Witch House. Okay, no, The Outside. All right. Okay, I can. This one is. The Outside is definitely weird. I can understand why that one is the lowest rated, mainly because I fucking forgot it existed. No, Pickman's Model is episode 5.
Oh.
But no, the Outside is. That one is just almost too odd, and I'm gonna tell you about it just so you understand what you're going into.
Is it one of those ones where it's like you're either gonna really like it or you're gonna not like it at all?
I definitely think it's one of those, and like it's not bad, but it's also I guess in this day and age you could call it objectifying, but at the same time that's literally the point of the episode. It's all centered around this girl who is not very attractive, and she comes to believe that by using this experimental skin product, which she's also horribly allergic to, that she will then essentially metamorphose into an attractive woman.
Huh.
So, and like...
Sounds lame.
I mean, it's really not. Like, I didn't hate it. It was definitely an oddball episode. But also, at the same time, you know, the objectification of, like, beauty and stuff like that was literally the point of the fucking episode. So I can understand modern day, like, I don't know, feminists, question mark, not liking it.
Sounds lame either way.
I mean, I could definitely understand.
Are we allowed to be mad about fucking Liam Hemsworth and Chris Hemsworth being and stuff because they are so much hotter than us? And
I mean, I'm
not mad about it.
Yeah, I'm not mad at Liam Hemsworth becoming Geralt.
I ain't gay, but well, I'm not this kind of gay.
Yeah.
Where I like strong, big men.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Yeah, but I don't know. Did you hear about that? That Liam Hemsworth is taking over as Geralt?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm definitely not mad about it because I know Liam Hemsworth is a good actor, but I am sad that Henry Cavill's not doing it anymore because he was also a really good Geralt.
Yeah, isn't it supposed to be like 200 years in the past or something?
I've literally read nothing about it except that Henry Cavill is not doing Geralt anymore.
That sucks because, yeah, I know that he really likes the games.
Yeah.
And really likes the character.
Apparently the reason he's not doing...
But it's going to be a different Witcher. It's, I think, why the switch is happening.
No, it's Liam Hemsworth he's taking over as Geralt. Like from what I've heard, the reason
Maybe I'm thinking of the new game.
possibly, but no, the reason supposedly Henry Cavill is not doing The Witcher anymore is one, he's getting paid basically nothing to do it. Like he literally only did it because he loves it. But apparently, like a lot of the people working on the show, like actually actively dislike the books and the games. Which I mean, weird call there. I feel like if you're working on something like The Witcher, then it should be like a prerequisite that you are a fan of what you're working on.
Seems strange.
Yeah, I mean, Netflix does all kinds of weird shit like that, so I'm not exactly surprised. But, like, yeah, between that and the getting paid almost nothing, yeah, I can understand why Henry Cavill wouldn't want to do it anymore. Like,
Yeah,
I feel like he's rich enough that he probably didn't have to worry about the paycheck, but also working
but then
with...
it becomes a point
Yeah.
where, like, a point of principle where it's
Yeah.
like, hey, this is a huge show, you should be paying me.
Yeah, and that plus working with people who actively dislike the medium, I could see that getting really
like,
fucking tiring.
It'd be like if I went and I got a job as Star Wars man, and everybody on the set fucking hated Star Wars.
Yeah.
Like, just be like, this sucks.
Yeah,
Like,
it would suck.
I love this thing, and
Now you're working with people who do not love the thing. No, it's a shitty thing that Henry Cavill's not doing it anymore, but I do have a decent amount of faith in Liam Hemsworth being able to pull it off.
he's still a big, strong-looking man.
Yeah.
So I'm sure it'll be fine. I haven't even watched season 2 of The Witcher.
Yeah, you should. It's pretty good.
Yeah, no, I like the first season.
Yeah,
I just haven't watched it mostly because Dylan doesn't care about it, and generally when it comes to shows that you get invested in, I want to watch it with her.
Yeah.
I don't really watch shows by myself.
Yeah, I have the exact opposite problem, is that shows I want to watch, I can't watch with Dolly and the kids. Like, I definitely feel I should not watch Hot D around Dolly and the kids.
You definitely could. There's not a lot of sex scenes. There's not a lot of killing. You could definitely go whole episodes without either.
Nice.
So you could definitely watch it with them in the room. I think the second episode is probably the worst, where it comes to that, where Dr.
Targaryen.
Yeah, Dr. Targaryen fucking just murks a shitload of people.
Nice.
That one, I probably wouldn't watch that episode
Yeah.
around the kids, but that's also at the end of the episode. But probably don't watch that one around the kids, but otherwise, it's pretty tame.
Compared to GOT.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Definitely. They do, like, this first season was definitely all set up for the next season. Like, the next season is gonna be bananas, but there's a part where at the end of the show, the very last episode, there's like 15 minutes left, and all the like 3 kids go out on their dragons to like talk to other people about joining their cause, and like, there's 15 episodes left, or 15 minutes left. Something has to fucking happen.
Yeah.
And there's a really cool part where the one kid, he goes to Storm's End, where the Baratheons are at.
Yeah.
And one of the one of the other Targaryens who they're kind of getting ready to fight against is there, and he has the biggest dragon, and the kid lands on his dragon, and it's like storming and raining, and he looks over, and just over the walls you see this dragon just and he goes in, and this kid, he had previously fucking stabbed the other guy in the eye, his cousin in the eye, who's actually his brother. And so while he's in there being like, hey, do you want to pledge your swords to us? Because you promised you would to Rhaenyra. And the other guy is there, and he's like, yeah, what are you offering me? Like, this guy comes and he's offering me all this other shit. Whatever. But the dude is like, okay, you're not leaving here until you give me your eye. And because you took one of mine, so I'm going to take one of yours. So cut your own eye out, or I'm going to take yours. And the Baratheon king is like, no, this isn't going to happen. So the kid goes, gets back on his dragon, and goes and leaves. And he's like flying in the clouds on his dragon, and then you just see this massive like shadow right in the clouds behind him. And like neither of them can control their dragons, so they're both like they can, but with them around each other, both of the dragons are pissed off.
Yeah.
And the big one ends up just biting them in half, and that's the end.
Whoa.
So that's gonna start a huge war, and like even like he was bullying the kid, using his big dragon to do so. He didn't want to kill him.
Yeah.
But his dragon wouldn't listen. And so when the dragon just bites them in half, he is just like, oh, fuck. Like,
we did an oopsie.
Shouldn't have done that.
Whoops.
But it's really cool.
Yeah.
But I will, a lot of Hot D is just motherfuckers talking and not much.
Yeah.
Like, it's a lot of groundwork for something else that's going to happen.
Yeah.
There is a couple of cool parts with Dr. Targaryen. Because, so, Rhaenyra, she's the Targaryen. She ends up marrying her uncle, Dr. Targaryen. But, she did marry, like, this guy beforehand, and he was the black guy, and they had no kids that were black, because she was fucking other people.
Yeah.
And
as Targaryens tend to do.
So, it was ridiculous, but then
Joffrey Baratheon, blonde of hair.
The uncle of the guy she married was like, obviously this is bullshit. Like, obviously none of these kids have any claim. Like, this is fucking ridiculous. And he calls her a whore, and then Dr. Targaryen just cuts his head in half. And
Nice.
Yeah, that's a cool bit. But that's also like 5 seconds in an episode that otherwise is completely tame.
Right on.
At least, like, your kids could watch it.
So I guess last thing while I finish this, so my wife likes watching hospital shows. Like
My wife.
my wife, which I saw a great edit of that where it was Lord of the Rings. It's like, you have my sword, and you have my bow, and my axe, and my wife. But no, she likes hospital shows like, Grey's Anatomy and shit, which, I mean,
Yeah.
I don't much care for hospital shows, but she's been watching this one
either,
called
but-
New Amsterdam, which is actually a lot better.
I'll watch
than most.
House.
Yeah.
House is good.
No, but there's this bit in the episode she watched recently where two of the characters are having marital problems, and one of the big things is that one of these two married guys is a therapist, so it's like hard to find like another therapist where they are that they can go to and get like, objective treatment.
Some couples counseling.
Yeah. So he's like, yeah, well, I mean, I did find a therapist. I've never met him. I'm guessing you've never met him. They're up in like, I don't know, like Stanton or something like that. They're in New York. I don't remember where, but the guy's son's like, Iggy, that is a 45-minute drive, and I just completely lost my shit. I'm like, oh no, 45 minutes? I only do that 3 fucking times a week when I take my mom to physical therapy.
Or
What?
once every Friday, because it's about 45 minutes from your house to here.
Yeah, it's like 45 minutes. I mean, granted, we're Alaskans. We measure things different, but still, that's
Yeah.
fucking nothing. Why are you complaining? Go fucking fix your marriage with this shit.
That's what I always think about when, like when I was going to college in Oregon, and they're like, oh man, to go to Portland, that's like a 30-minute drive.
Oh no.
Yeah? Like, what is the matter with that?
Yeah, like when I was down in the lower 48, when I passed through California, people are like, yeah, there's this great club we can go to. It's like an hour and a half drive away, so we're gonna have to like, I don't know, book a motel. We're gonna have to pack our bags. I'm like, what the fuck? What?
Or we could just
go. I'll fucking pay for gas. We can go to this club that's an hour and a half away.
Yeah.
It's only an hour and a half.
Literally, I just always think of my, like, sports trips during high school where there were times where we were on a bus for 6 hours.
Yeah.
And, like, to go and... Well, we won a couple of times, but generally go and get beat by some other team.
Yeah.
But actually, those long ones, we won most of the time.
Yeah.
But still, it was just like, why?
Yeah. And
Why are you mad about a 30-minute drive,
Yeah.
or even an hour drive, or even a 2-hour drive? Like, whatever. Let's just fucking go.
now all I can think about is God. All right, I think we're about done now.
Yeah.
All right, thank you for listening. Like and subscribe, and we will see you next time.
It was fun. Bye-bye.